So why would I sell Vinícius for a player that has proven in his career he cannot get the job done as the main man? Mbappe was at PSG. They gave him everything. He was running that club. My man was signing off on transfers. He was bringing in his friends. And with all that money that they spent, with them tailoring the team to Mbappe, PSG could not win with him being the main man. The very next season, after he leaves them, they go on and win the fucking treble. They win their first UCL. And this is the guy that fans want to pick over Vinícius. A guy that, again, I like Mbappe. I'm happy he's at the club. But to pick him, who has not done anything for us, over Vinícius, to me is fucking crazy. I don't understand it. Let's talk about Vinícius and this contract situation. So we have got some updates over the last few days about what's going on with Vini and Real Madrid with this contract situation. Now, you guys know I'm not happy that a deal has not been signed yet. Vinícius, at the time of me recording this video, only has 2 years left. We are not in the business of letting our players run their contracts down. See, we'll take your players for free, but our best players, they should not be leaving for free. Now, there is a lot of pressure on the club and on the player to find some kind of resolution. Either you get the deal done or you cash in on Vinícius. Now, you guys know, he's not a player that I want to see leave this club. Vinícius, for me, is the best left winger in the world. I don't care that he's been on poor form since January. That does not make me have short-term memory. If you sell Vinícius, luckily for us, we do have Mbappe that could play on the left. But aside from those two, there's no other player. Actually, shit, we have Rodrigo as well. So I have 3 players at my club that can do an amazing job on the left. To me, there is no other left winger in the world that's not at my club that I would take over Vinícius. Let's not forget, everybody that wants Vinícius sold because all of a sudden they think he's shit, you guys were the same ones that in the 23-24 season were sucking him off. Were celebrating when he was cooking Bayern. Were celebrating when he scored in another Champions League final. You guys were the same people that were on your knees begging for him to win that Ballon d'Or. And now he has a shit second half of this, because everybody acts like his 24-25 season was shit in general. Vinícius was our best player to start off the first half of last season. Everybody forgets what happened between August and January. Everybody has short memory. Nobody ever talks about how he was our best player in the first half of the season. Where was Mbappe in that first half? Mbappe was fucking ass. Mbappe was looking like a flop as a free signing. Let's not forget this, but I get it. People have short-term memory. People don't understand that not everybody is Ronaldo, right? What we saw when we had Ronaldo is a fucking anomaly. That is an anomaly. For a player to be that consistent for that long, Messi and Ronaldo's, we probably won't be alive to see the next one. Maybe you could say, oh, look at Lamine Yamal. He's going to go through struggle periods as well. It's an anomaly. But we've been spoiled. So people think that Vinícius, he wears number 7. He should be performing like Ronaldo. It's not reality, people. Now, like I said, we got some updates concerning what's going on with his contract situation. And I have some bad news for all of the Vinícius haters, because it's been made clear that Vinícius wants to stay at Real Madrid. He's happy, feels important, and it's clear that Real Madrid is the best place to make history and compete for all titles. Let's get one thing understood. Vinícius is on his way to being the best Brazilian to ever play for our club. My man is 24 years old, and he's damn near touching legendary status at this club. Vinícius has proven to us that he is capable of being the main man in attack, and we can still win Champions Leagues. We can still win La Ligas. So now people want to turn on him because of poor form, because they think he's shit all of a sudden. And then these will be the same people that when he picks up form, they'll be sucking him off again. Now, I'm not mad at anybody that criticizes Vinícius. I think the second half of the season, unacceptable. Not good enough. And I do agree that he should be criticized. The issue that I have is people that want him sold. This is where I disagree. Now, we all know what his contract demands are. He wants to get paid as much as Mbappe. And I just don't think he should be asking for that kind of money right now. Vinícius is on about $22 million a season. If we think about it, right? And you know what? I'll actually pull up the wage bill really quickly. Does Vinícius deserve a contract extension? Yes. Does Vinícius deserve a pay rise? Yes. And for anybody that thinks Mbappe signing has ruined our wage structure, again, you're an idiot, right? The circumstances are very different. Mbappe joined us as a free agent. When you join us on a free transfer, that doesn't mean that the club doesn't spend money. What that means is that the club does not have to pay another team to get you. So now when you leave and when you join as a free agent, you get a big signing on bonus, you get higher wages, okay? That's how it works. Mbappe, arguably the biggest footballer in the world right now. One of the most known players. My grandma, who does not watch this sport, knows who Mbappe is. Him leaving PSG on a free transfer, no matter where he went, he was always going to be the highest paid player at any club that he joined. Let's get this understood, people. Now, I don't think Vinícius is worth $30 million a week. Not right now. Not off the second half of the season that he's had, right? The time for Vinícius to have requested that kind of contract would have been after 23-24 when we won the UCL and when he was playing at a Ballon d'Or level. But let me show you guys what the wages are like at Real Madrid. So Vinícius is our third highest paid player, right? David Alaba is our second because, again, he joined on a free. This is the downside of being free agent FC because you have guys like David Alaba, and David Alaba was one of the best defenders in the world at Bayern. But when he joined us, he was 29 years old. He was on a free transfer. We gave him a ridiculous offer with wages and contract length. But Vinícius, should he be getting paid less than David Alaba? No. Actually, shit. Vini is not on $22.5 million. I thought he was. Vini is on $20 million a year. Or let's round it up. He's on $21 million a year. Vinícius deserves to be on, my opinion, $25 million a year. That's what I think. Sorry, and not a week. Not a week. I mean, a year. You guys know what I'm trying to say, right? I might have misspoke there. Obviously, nobody's on $30 million a week. Shit. Saudi isn't even paying people that much money. That would be crazy. For $30 million a week, I would do some diabolical things for that kind of money. I'm not gonna lie. The government might put me in Guantanamo Bay for the kind of things that I would do for $30 million a week. Shit. Anyways. Yeah, I think Vinícius, $25 million a year, to me, is fair. Have him a little bit off of Mbappe. And the thing is, nobody ever uses real life logic when it comes to talking about footballers. Just because Vinícius wants a certain amount of money and the club aren't willing to pay him that, it doesn't mean that he's going to leave. All that means is that they have to negotiate. It's called negotiations. Unless you're a kid and you've never had a real job, then I understand why you wouldn't understand what that means. But if you're an adult, and if you're saying certain things like, oh, it's not going to happen because he wants this much money and the club don't want to pay him, you're an idiot. You have to negotiate. I've negotiated money at my job. When I first got an offer, I didn't like how much money was on the table. I asked for more money. I told them what I wanted. Then they gave me a counter offer. I gave them a counter offer. We agreed because we met somewhere that I was happy with and somewhere that my employer was happy with. This is how it works. It's very rare that you just get whatever you ask for. That's not how real life works. The club are going to do what's in the best interest for them, and the player is going to try and do what's in the best interest for him. This is called negotiations. And if you ever make an offer to somebody, and if they accept the first offer that you make, it means that you undervalued whatever the fuck it is you're asking for. Let's get that very clear. Like if you were selling your car, and if somebody asked you, how much money for your car? Let's say you say $20,000 and they say, okay, right away, you just lost value. Because nobody ever just agrees in negotiations the first time. So, look, we'll see. And this is one to keep an eye on. Look, like I said, I do believe that Vinícius will end up staying at Real Madrid. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I don't think that Vinícius wants to leave right now when there's still so much that he has to do. Now, we've also got some other reports that said Vini's contract renewal is not at risk. Real Madrid know there is no Vini Júnior replacement on the market, which is facts. And if there was, he would be very expensive. Vini Júnior also wants to stay and knows Madrid is the best place for him. Whenever you leave Real Madrid, it's an automatic downgrade. Automatic downgrade. It doesn't matter where you go. Even if you join those bums at Barcelona, downgrade. I don't think Vinícius wants to leave yet. I don't think he will. I expect a contract renewal very soon. Now, I will tell you this. If we get to next summer, and if Vinícius still has not signed a new deal, I want him sold. Any player that has 12 months left, unless you sign a new deal immediately, you have to leave. That's just how it is. Saudi will still be able to offer us, and they will be willing to offer us, a lot of fucking money for Vinícius. Even with 12 months left, we can get $250 million for Vinícius to go to Saudi. So, we'll keep an eye on it, but I do expect him to stay at Real Madrid. Like I said, for anybody that wants Vinícius sold for Mbappe to stay, you're crazy. If I had to sell one of them, get rid of Mbappe. Not that I want Mbappe to leave, because I'm very happy that both of these players are at my club. I think Xabi Alonso will be able to make them work together. But at the same time, life before Mbappe was good. We were winning Champions Leagues, La Ligas, Copa del Rey, Spanish Super Cup, everything. Vinícius has proven to us that as the main man in attack, we can thrive. So why would I sell Vinícius for a player that has proven in his career he cannot get the job done as the main man? Mbappe was at PSG. They gave him everything. He was running that club. My man was signing off on transfers. He was bringing in his friends. And with all that money that they spent, with them tailoring the team to Mbappe, PSG could not win with him being the main man. The very next season, after he leaves them, they go on and win the fucking treble. They win their first UCL. And this is the guy that fans want to pick over Vinícius. A guy that, again, I like Mbappe. I'm happy he's at the club. But to pick him, who has not done anything for us, over Vinicius, to me, is fucking crazy. I don't understand it. For as brilliant as Mbappe is, he's shown us time and time again throughout his career as the main man, he cannot get it done. Do you think that Perez is going to build the team around Mbappe like how PSG did? Do you think Mbappe is going to have a say in transfers at Real Madrid? Do you think Mbappe is going to be able to bring his friends into the fucking club? So, like, what are we doing here, bro? Again, I believe Xabi Alonso is going to make it work. These two will cook together, and they will be very successful at Real Madrid together. But the slander that I'm seeing for Vinicius, it really grinds my fucking gears. That shit literally pisses me the fuck off, bro. How do we forget what he's done for us because of 7 months of poor form? 7 months. And all of a sudden, Vinicius is shit. This is a player, and I'm going to be real, Vinicius is the player that taught me patience. Vinicius taught me patience. And yo, big up to my guy Matrix. I see you in here. And I know that you're an Mbappe guy. But let's be very fucking clear here, bro. And no, I'm not cursing at you. I'm just hyped up right now. Mbappe played with us for about 4 or 5 years. Mbappe chose money. How many seasons over coming to Real Madrid? While Mbappe was in PSG getting his feet rubbed by the president, while he was cashing in, getting paid hundreds of millions, Vinicius was here. Vinicius joins us at 18 years old from Flamengo. The guy comes in mid. He looked like a player that had potential, very quick, very technical in terms of skills and all these different things. But in the final third, Vinicius was shit. This was a guy, I'm going to be honest. Early days, I wanted Vini sold. Like I said, Vinicius is the player that taught me patience. Then he has that breakout season. 21-22. Are you mad? And now he's developed himself into being one of the best players in the world. And fans want to sell him for a guy that has done nothing for us and for a guy that has shown that he cannot win as the main man. I don't give a fuck about the Ligue 1 trophies. I don't care about you winning the Copa de France. Ligue 1 is shit. We don't give a fuck about what PSG do if they're not winning the UCL. You get me? So, look, it is what it is. Obviously, the club wants Vinicius to stay. I think he will stay. This is my guy. I don't care what anybody says. I will defend Vinicius. Now, if next season he's shit for the entire season, I hear it. Sell him. Sell him. But a bad second half of a season is not enough for me to say he needs to leave. Let's see what he does this season. I back Vini to get back to his best. Again, people forget this guy was our best player in the first half of last season. Vinicius was carrying us. When Mbappe was dropping stinker after stinker after stinker after, but he was getting a little tap in. Or, Vinicius gave him a penalty. Who was carrying us? Who was the one that was creating all those chances that Mbappe missed? Vinicius. Again, nobody ever talks about the first half of the season. Everybody just acts like that didn't happen. So Vinicius was our best player in the first half, was shit in the second half. But yeah, let's just focus only on the second half of the season. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But let's see how this next season plays out. What are you guys saying though, man? Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, because I know a lot of people are probably sitting there like, oh, no, Vini is shit. You're entitled to your opinion. But I just think it's crazy how quickly people turn. Not everybody's Ronaldo. Not everybody's going to be able to play at that level for 98% of every single season. It's fucking impossible, bro. Sensei says, I'm giving Vinny 10 games under Xabi before I actually give up on him because I don't think his game fits the Xabi. I mean, to be honest, and big up Sensei, I think if Xabi Alonso is the manager that I believe him to be, he makes this work. If Xabi Alonso is the guy that I think is going to do great things at this club, he makes it work. It's not an issue of ability with Mbappe and Vinicius. It's mentality. Is this the manager that's going to be able to get them to work off the ball? That's the only issue that they have together. They both are lazy off the ball. If Xabi Alonso can get them to press, to run, and mind you, Vinicius pressed the third most out of any Real Madrid player in that Club World Cup. If he can keep that up, if Xabi Alonso can get that out of them, the off-the-ball work rate, they're going to be just fine. That's all that it is. It's just they need to work on the ball, no problems. They will figure, ballers will figure it out.